Good morning, Dominic and Wanjiko. I am here from Her Majesty's Colonial Office representing the Imperial British East Africa Protectorate.
He was in the British government.
Not exactly. You see, we are a bureau set up under Royal Charter. A separate body corporate, if you will, with its own legal persona.
Sounds the same to me. You report to the Queen, Sidio?
Yes, I suppose that is true, but it's more complicated than that. It's going to be difficult for you to understand, Mrs.
Mr. and Mrs. Dominic Domenico. Karibu sana, Your Majesty. Feel that you are at home. This is my lad. Usikuwe na baridi yote. Don't feel worried. But what do you mean? I do not understand. Sikushiki.
Okay, that's neither here nor there. Now, I am here because this land you are on is owned by the Crown. And we have plans to transfer its title.
At the title?
Sikia huyu. Ate transfer the title.
Where?
How is this possible?
We have some white tea farmers moving in, and they are demanding a great deal of land to do their work. We need to motivate these whites with a grant of land.
Whites wazungu. Walete wote wabie huku. Megodane maguta. Biashara inoge, kazi yangu ya kubroka iendelee.
But you as the government, muko na land. You have a lot of land. Why don't you give them some of your land?
By the way.
I suppose because then we would have less land, wouldn't we?
But how can you take my land and just hand it over to your white friends?
Kwa mabeste wake wazungu, mafredi wazungu.
Imagine.
This is my land, this is our land, na mimi ndio ndovu ni kuu, huku mimi ndio ninawika. Ebu kidogo explain. Sikushiki vizuri. I did not catch you there. What unamaanisha nini your land?
Well, it's not your land anymore. It hasn't been for over a year. Are you familiar with the Land Title Ordinance of 1899? It allows us to declare land uninhabited and revert it to the Queen. And, see, just a second. Aha! It looks like your land was gazetted as uninhabited land 2 years ago.
But I didn't agree to that.
Sidio.
Nye dina signa.
Nobody signed.
I have not signed to give you our land.
Tiga goma.
2 years ago, we were here in my farm, working hard with my family. The seasons and harvest were in plenty. Our land was blessed as always. Makonia tuki horia goko.
What's splendid about this is a group of whites in London signed for you for your convenience. What's not to like about that, huh? Nothing was required of you, and what could be simpler? In fact, in a twist of irony, some of the whites who signed off on your land as uninhabited are the same ones who will be receiving the land.
But my great-grandparents and our fathers before us owned this land. It is our ancestral land. It is in our blood. We are farmers, all we have is land. What would I tell my children? That they no longer have a home? I have been going catfishing here on this land for 20 years. I have been using water from this stream my whole life. My parents and grandparents are buried here.
Hivyo ndio watu hujitafutia laana mzungu. Hivyo ndio watu hujitafutia laana.
And we appreciate you for your efforts. But the Gazette notified you this, and it...
Gazette, I read that. Nilisoma hiyo. I know everything. I met him today. Unacheza wewe.
Gazette?
Wewe.
Where would I have read that?
Unfortunately, natives are not able to read the Gazette. But for whites, it's available for inspection at our offices in London from 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. on Wednesday.
This is crazy. Crazy.
Welcome to colonialism.
So much later that the old narrator got tired of waiting and they had to hire a new one.
Almost every month, we hear of violent new uprisings somewhere in the world.
Kenya became a republic last week.
City residents who are stuck at home following the stay-at-home order to contain the COVID-19 pandemic are slowly resuming their usual activities.
I told you! Let them in! Things move way faster where I'm from. These locals, these natives, these indigenous, these lunatic native Africans. Oh my God. Hello, Dominic and Wanjiko. I called you here on behalf of the Crown Investment Corporation, part of the Foreign Commonwealth and Development Office.
Are you talking about, isn't that the British government?
Not exactly. You see, we are a development finance institution set up as a statutory corporation, A separate body corporate, if you will, with its own legal persona.
Sounds the same to me. You report up to the Queen, yeah?
Yes, I suppose that is true, but it's more complex than that. You see, it's going to be difficult for you to understand, Winchiko.
Yeah, sure. Just make us understand. Can you please give us a cup of coffee, please, for the visitors? Chai ya wageni. Angalau, as we discuss.
Barbara, tea, please. Not going to repeat myself. Chop, chop. Now, I am here because of the shares you own in ABC and the claims on cash flows the shares represent. We are transferring those claims to others and...
Why?
What?
How is this possible?
Well, we have some new whites joining ABC Tech Company and they are demanding a great deal of shares to do their work. We need to motivate these whites with a large grant of shares.
But you, as a Crown Investment Corp, have lots of shares. Why don't you give them some of yours?
I suppose because then we would have less shares, would it be?
But how can you take my share value and just hand it to your white friends?
Well, the rights of your shares changed significantly over a year ago. Are you familiar with the resolutions of the ordinary shareholders that were passed? They changed your legal rights to the claims these shares represent. And, if I'm not mistaken, where is that? Yes. It looks like these resolutions were passed 2 years ago.
But I didn't agree to that. I didn't sign anything giving you my shares.
Excuse me, God, excuse me. I don't remember me signing anything. Is there a way? Kuna pale uniona nikisign anything?
That's what's lovely about this. For your convenience, a group of whites in London signed for you, indicating that giving up your shares was in your best interest. Nothing was required of you, and what could be simpler? In fact, in a twist of irony, some of the same people who signed on your behalf will be the ones capturing the claims on cash flows that previously accrued to your shares.
But we earned those shares.
Tulizifanyia kazi.
I have worked for ABC for 6 years. From when we were cramped in a tiny office, wondering if this business was going to work. Those shares became valuable because of our work.
Wacha kunijaribu. Nasikia wacha kunijaribu blood pressure.
And we appreciate you for your efforts, but the resolutions were passed and the shareholders agreement...
Shareholders agreements? Where would I have read those?
Oh, yananipandishia sukari, diabetes inapanda na blood pressure, guy.
Unfortunately, as a minority shareholder, you do not have the information rights to these documents. But the whites who do have the information rights have inspected the filings for you.
This is crazy.
Nimalize new blood pressure combination.
Welcome to New Colonialism.
New colonialism.